The Undercover Brella. A weapon so polarizing that I swear I saw an attack ad against it on TV the other day.
The Undercover Brella. Wrong for turf war. Wrong for America.
The Undercover Brella has its fair share of critics in the Splatoon scene, and part of the problem is that the current kit of the weapon doesn't fit nicely into a traditional role. The main and special weapons want to attack and get in people's faces, but the sub-weapon is more of a defensive weapon, more suited to maintaining your current position. It encourages the player to strike a careful balance between offense and defense with their playstyle, and doesn't work as well when forced into a classic Slayer or support role. With Splatoon 3 set to receive its first round of new weapon kits in another month or so, I came up with some ideas for what a new version of the Undercover Brella might look like. My guiding thoughts in this process were this. What role would this kit play? Would the various kit pieces enable players to be effective in this role? And would players even be interested in playing this weapon at all? With that in mind, here are 4 Undercover Brella kit proposals that I think make some sense for Splatoon 3. Kit number 1. Okay, relax, people. Let me explain. Tentamissiles grew to become one of the most hated specials in Splatoon 2, and without Ink Armor or Stingray around, it easily took this title in Splatoon 3. They have infinite range, they instantly reveal every enemy on the map, they force anyone that's targeted to move or die, and they're easily spammable on certain weapons in both Splatoon 2 and 3. In short, they're really powerful, and they can be a real pain to play against. So why would we saddle the Undercover Brella with such unsavory baggage? Well, the truth is that for as much as we hate Tentamissiles, we don't hate them enough to quit them. If the recent Area Cup proved anything, it's that players will use anything that has a kit with Tentamissiles, even the Goo Tuber, which was even less liked than the Undercover Brella in Splatoon 2. The power offered by these missiles is too great to ignore, and if a player really wants to win, they'll pay serious attention to any weapon that possesses this power. Basically, this kit goes all in on trying to entice people to try the Undercover Brella. It offers the combination of Tentamissiles with a playstyle that is drastically different from the other missile spam weapons currently available, and thus I expect more people will check it out. It's a surefire way to increase the pick rate of the weapon and expand its reach within the game. The Brella is a decent painting weapon, so I went with the 210 special points that the Flingza and Reflux were just nerfed to, but that could be increased to 220 or more if it proved to be too spammable. Of course, Tentamissiles and the Undercover Brella are no less awkward a pairing than the original Brella kit. The main weapon wants to be in your face all the time, while the special wants to launch its payload from a safe distance. This is why I decided to mirror the Clash Blaster Neo kit from Splatoon 2 and give this Brella curling bombs as its sub-weapon. Curling bombs aren't as useful for poking as splat and suction bombs are, but they can push opponents off their spots if aimed and timed properly. More importantly, however, the ink trail they blaze as they speed towards their target gives users a solid mobility option, letting them move in and out of areas quickly and easily no matter who currently controls them. For the Undercover Brella, this is a less explosive but more available replacement for the Reef Slider, and allows it to both push deep into enemy territory or quickly disengage from a battle to launch their missiles. Believe it or not, out of all the kits I'm discussing today, this is the one that I think has the highest chance of appearing in Splatoon 3. With so many high-profile players calling out the Undercover Brella, I think Nintendo would really like to give people a reason to try this out, and a missile kit is the surest way to do it. Kit number 2. This one mirrors the current Splatana Stamper kit, and it's the dive kit out of the 4. I absolutely love taking on backline weapons such as chargers and splatlings with the Undercover Brella, because the combination of the Brella shield and the Anchor's slow charge time makes the Brella a surprisingly tough target to eliminate. It forces a charger to hit 2 shots to knock you out, and splatlings can struggle to land shots at you at a distance, especially if you've broken out your best dance moves. However, unless the Brella can find a way to get close to a backline weapon, it can't really pose a threat to them. Until now. Zipcaster is the obvious piece of this puzzle. The user can quickly sling themselves across the map like Spider-Man, allowing them to scale walls and suddenly appear right next to the backline that thought they were safe. However, it's the burst bombs that really tie this kit together. A direct bomb hit followed by a max damage Brella shot, suddenly enables a speedy 2-hit kill combo, as opposed to the slower 3-shot or 2-shot plus mind combo that the current Brella has. Not to mention the Stamper's slower bomb charge swing combo. Paired with the Zipcaster, the Brella suddenly becomes a threat to every opponent on the map, as it can rush them down and score a fairly quick kill no matter where they're hiding. I think a Zipcaster Undercover Brella would be super fun to play and cause a lot more headaches for anchor weapons than it already does. I'd rather have this one than the Missile Brella. Kit number 3. This is my attempt to mimic the Kenza Undercover Brella from Splatoon 2 and build a kit that leans into the support role. The Tacticooler is the star of the show here. It provides any teammate who can get to it a massive boost to their run, swim, and super jump speed, as well as to their squid roll and surge abilities and their respawn time. It may not be a global special like Ink Armor, but when placed in the right spot at the right time, it can be a game changer. And at a reasonable 190 points, you should have your vending machine ready when you need it. I thought about bringing back the Torpedo from the Kenza kit, but decided to go with the Angle Shooter this time. It can't get shot down, it offers a tiny bit of combination potential, and it can alert teammates to the presence of whoever you hit with it. Additionally, you can hit opponents at a long distance with the sub, allowing you to keep your team aware of enemy positions while staying a safe distance from the action to protect your special. Rather than pushing enemies with this kit, you'll be playing much more defensively and much closer to the objective with this Brella, powering up your teammates to do the tough jobs on the front lines. Kit number 4. This kit is an attempt to recreate the Undercover Sorella Brella, pushing you to push the Brella and thus push your opponents to their limits. I almost went with the Auto Bomb here, but Splat Bombs worked so well on the original Sorella kit that I decided to stick with them here. Be sure to have some Ink Saver sub equipped though, these bombs will go through your ink tank in a hurry. The Reef Slider would have been a natural choice to replace the Baller, but that's already on the vanilla kit, and specials have never been duplicated across different kits of the same main weapon, aside from hero weapon kits. Instead, I like the Inkjet for this kit because many of the maps have a concave design. The middle tends to be a lot lower than each team's platform, and there are usually very few paths from the middle onto the enemy's side of the field. The Inkjet allows us to fly over the ledges and apply pressure to opponents on their side from a lot more angles, which plays well with the general aggressiveness of the Brella. There aren't a ton of Inkjet weapons in the game right now, so offering it here might also entice more people into trying the Brella out. A 200-point special feels like a good place to start. The Tri-Slosher sits at 190 and wants to play a similarly aggressive role, but also doesn't have as much range, efficiency, or painting power as the Brella, so I think an extra 10 points for the Brella Inkjet sounds fair. So these are my thoughts on future Undercover Brella kits that we could see down the line in Splatoon 3. I think these kits would encourage more people to use the Brella in both casual and competitive play, but what do you think? Are these ideas still not enough to make you try the Undercover Brella? Or are some of them perhaps a bit too overpowered? Let me know what you think, but until next time, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in a future video. So long!